Here's just a quick video on some feedback I saw on the internet about people saying you don't really need to have the dowels in your cylinder head while you're locating your head gasket and your head to your block. This happens to be an LS engine. This is actually an LS7 cylinder head. There's nothing really special for this video. It's just something I had on the bench and I had a bolt laying around, so I thought I'd take a quick video. This is a standard M11 fastener. This is what we're using for cylinder head bolts. It's a factory head bolt. Metric, grade 10.9. If you're running a stud, it's still basically the same thing. So M11 thread. The shanks may be slightly larger in diameter, but they're about the same diameter. The holes are set up with clearance. Why? Because they don't want the bolts to bind up in the hole with any variation in stack and tolerancing. They want to take up all the tolerance here and let these bolts float. So if you don't have a dowel, this is what your bolt's doing. Thread this into the block. This is what the cylinder head's doing, potentially up, down on the block, in and out if you will, forward and back in the engine bay. That's how much clearance you got. I'm going to say that's right around probably 2 millimeters total play. Why is that important? Alright, let's take a look at the cylinder head gasket. This is an LSX 454 LSX cylinder head gasket. This actually isn't 454, it's actually a little bit small for that bore size. That's why they're still sitting on the shelf. But this is actually a really close match for a stock cylinder head. In fact, it's just a little bit small in bore diameter, but for the sake of this discussion, it's probably pretty good for us to talk to it. So let's take a look at the clearance we've got between the bolt and the cylinder head gasket. So again, GM never really left any tight clearances between the bolt and the cylinder head gasket. They rely on the dowel to locate the cylinder head gasket and the cylinder head to the block. Let's take a look at the clearance here. You can see this cylinder head gasket pretty much fills your inner bore spacing. It's the flat piece of metal you've got between your combustion chambers. Here's your firing ring. That's a little bead here. That's your next firing ring. Let's see what happens when you can shift this up and down a little bit. Move that up and move that down. You can see, let's see if I can get that to focus. You can see you actually start moving your firing ring around and you might actually not get a full bead for clamping and cylinder head locating. So this is what happens when you don't have a dowel. This is what can happen. You might think you got it center, you might think you got it close, but the dowel's there to remove all doubt. So it's your call. If you want to run without a dowel, it's up to you. This is what's happening. You know, you spend all the time getting the right length push rods, you spend all the time getting your valve train set up so you can maximize every last bit of horsepower or something, and then you're not going to put a $2 dowel in just because you don't have it laying around and you want to get your motor together. It's up to you to decide, but I think it's cheap insurance just to put the dowel in. Somebody decided it was important to put it in there in production. Alright, thanks. See ya. Bye.